The market hits upper resistance as we get our first catalyst of the week. Can the bulls be stopped? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in yesterday's video, we talked about the fact that the CPI catalyst was coming, and to the upside, we were looking at that 4,700 area as our next big area of resistance, and that's exactly where they ran to today, closing right at 4,700 for the day. Now, the question is, can the bulls be stopped? I'll get into that in just one second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, with the push higher, they are reaching resistance. So let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the daily futures chart for the S&P 500. I've zoomed out a little bit here because it's easier to kind of see how we're moving through this pattern. And so off of this low here, we have a wave 1 up and a wave 2 down. And then wave 3 comes in at the 1.0. Now, typically, this is more of an ABC target, but the 1.0 is a secondary impulsive target. You'd normally want to see the 1, 2, 3, 6. So they come up to the 1.0 and then fail down pretty far in wave 4 into wave 1 territory, which is pretty common. And then when you get a 1.0 wave 3, so they didn't hit their normal target, what you generally get, especially in a diagonal, is a very extended wave 5, and that's what we're looking at here, where wave 4 comes down and wave 5 has now hit the 1618 extension and can hit 4710 as the natural number here, the 1764 for a diagonal to end. So the 1764 at 4710 would be the next resistance. The 1618 is a secondary target, and the 2.0 is a secondary target. So anywhere from this 4700, which we hit at the close, up to the 4726 area is considered a valid ending point for a diagonal, especially an expanding one like this. And so what we'd look for is a move to continue into that area, or, I mean, they don't have to go much further. They've hit the 1618, so we could have topped here. That could be the top. If you look at the wave 5 up, you do have the A, B, C pattern that we talked about, and it's right into our target zone. So we would be looking for the market to come into this area and turn down. And from here, to see that turn down, we would want to see them break this low right here from yesterday. So this low here at 46.63 or so. I think they got down to 46.62. Yeah, 46.62.25. And then we would want to see them break this B wave low at 46.14.25. If they break below those, then they're going to come down into this key area of support that has held the entire time across for how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times they have tested this area. A break of that area will produce selling and should produce really rapid selling. So this area right here is the 4600 zone. So we'll want to see them push down through yesterday's low, then 4614. That area will lead us or open the door towards 4600, and then we'll see what we get at that point. That will be judgment day for the bears. Now, that pattern could come down in a 3-wave move or a 5-wave move. Most likely a 3 is what we'd be looking for, and it would not be uncommon to see a bounce off of that area, then a breakthrough, even though they've tested it 10 times as we saw. So this area is extremely strong support. Breaking through that will, as I said, lead to rapid selling to the downside, and then we would look for a bigger pullback from there, depending on the structure, towards 4450 to 4400 on the ES. To the upside, if they push through 4726, and I mean push through it with a little bit of force, not hit 4730. If they push through 4726, then we would target 4770 next. And if we're hitting 4770, that's going to get us up to where they're going to want to test the all-time highs on the SPX around 4800. So we should see a move up toward around 4850, 4800 on the ES if they're going to do that and break out. But there are a lot of indicators saying that that's not going to happen, and we should not be looking for that kind of move. However, with all the catalysts this week, those indicators can be blown right through. So we do watch our key levels more than anything. The next key level to the upside is 4726. Through that strongly, and the bulls can push it directly towards 4800. Over on the NASDAQ, so with the break we got of support from 3 to 4 down here, this does look like this move down was actually a wave 4, so we extended in 3 up to the 16,391 area. They came down in 3-wave move in wave 4, set the low, and then we got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, right into our target zone, the 16,333 to 16,512 area. They've gone through 512 and 559, so 16,633 would be the next target to the upside. If they blow through that, we would be looking at 16,830, and at that point probably closer to the 17,000 range, as they would be close enough that it would get drawn up into that range and then provide resistance there. So we would be looking for the NASDAQ to top in this 16,600 to even 16,700 area. They can poke above this a little bit and then turn down from there. And assuming we get that, they'll want to break this wave 4 low at around 16,391. Then they'll want to break this low here at the 16,101 area. And then down through this wave 4 finally to break support fully and start a move to the downside. So the NASDAQ does have a little bit more of an impulsive move to the upside, where you have 3 and 4 clearly marked, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside as we come into upper resistance in that 16,633 area. So we would be looking for 16,600 to 16,700 to hold. Above 16,700, it's very likely we're headed more towards the 16,830 area. And once we get to that area, like I said, it's a very good chance we get up into that 17,000 range to test that number before we pull back. So overall, the bulls are in full control, but we are coming into some heavy resistance. We do need to see support break before we get back on a bearish trend. We would be still looking for a pullback on both charts before all-time highs. It's just unlikely we go 900 points or 800 points straight up off of the lows without any kind of significant pullback for the market to reset and reload and trap some bears, trap some bulls, do that kind of stuff. So can they go directly to all-time highs? Of course they can. It is not the norm. It is not what you expect from the market. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It'll take you right over to the webpage. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible monthly plans that both come with a 7-day free trial, because I want you to get in there. I want you to make sure you love it and become part of the trading team before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. We also have our Elliott Wave for Beginners online course. This course is helping real traders make real money and finally understand the market in a way that makes sense. With all the catalysts this week, it's hard to know if the market's going to go up or down, or if good news makes the market go down and bad news makes the market go up. It can all be very confusing and hard to understand, but with Elliott Wave, you have the key numbers and you have the areas to watch and what happens if those numbers hold or break. It gives you a huge advantage over the rest of the field, and it's something that you really need to know to become an incredible trader. It is 25 videos in 3 parts. First part is the introduction. We go over some expectations, your mindset and emotion, the KISS method and why it works. Then your chart setup and tools. Every tool you need along with Elliott Wave to confirm the tops, bottoms, and levels that you need to see, how to measure them, how to use it, all that stuff that you need in there. And then the Elliott Wave for Beginners area, where I go through each of the waves, what they look like, how to measure them, when they fail, what happens when they fail, the corrective depth theory, the theory of alternation, the pivot, everything you need to know to understand Elliott Wave theory so that you can use the market and finally make sense of an irrational market. The cool thing, guys, is if you don't want to pay that $67, I completely understand. That's why you can get the course for free by becoming a monthly member. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the charts and what to expect, as well as the Elliott Wave for Beginners online course. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing in day trade, which means we trade quite often in our room. But if you're looking for futures trading, individual stocks, income trading, and advanced training, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as individual stocks, futures trading, income trading, where PT sets a goal of making 6 to 7 points per day, and PT's reduced risk binary method that just crushes the market. He gets you in at a cheap price and gets you big multiples on your money, and it's how he structures his trades that's so unique. Something you really have to see to understand, and that's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where you put $4,000 into an account, trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we would love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. All right, the key takeaways for today. The market is hitting upper resistance here from 4,700 to 4,726. We would look for them to hold that area and push down. If they blow through 4,726, then we're on our way towards 4,800 in a more direct manner. Over on the NASDAQ, we are entering upper support or resistance here as well at the 16,633 up to 16,700 area. If they blow through that, we're looking more at the 17,000 area before we see a turn down and a more direct move. Guys, that is your market update for today. We will talk to you tomorrow.